Thursday, December 6th. Tomorrow on the 7th, Scott and I drive to Texas to go to Iron Root Distillery for some fun times. More on that later. So this is Creative Whiskey Company. By the way, this hat, speaking of creative, look for a future episode where Jonathan Bray is wearing it. And it looks stunningly appropriate with his formal kilt and jacket. I'm just saying. You're going to see it. I think you'll like it. All right, again, Creative Whiskey Company. Ooh, yeah, Regional Series Islay, Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, Cask Type Refill Sherry. We're going to test it! Bruno wishing he had this one's style. Bruno meaning Scott. All right. I will most assuredly, although I'm anticipating with the Islay, I'm going to love this. Again, I'm going to continue the tradition of trying to save half, maybe a little bit less, for Scott, so he can try and experience all the days of December as well. So, you know what? I actually need to read in the book a little bit more about Creative Whiskey Company. I won't do it now on air. I am keeping notes as we go. But in the front, you've got like bios and a little bit of explanations on the distilleries here as well. So it's nice to have that level of depth. Oh, ABV. 50%. 50%. Dig it. It's not a... With that Islay Regional Series and the sherry in there, the peat's not just leaping out. I actually get touches of the sherry. Almost like a dry wine. And a maltiness. And cane sugar. Huh. Okay. Again, just because it's coming from Islay does not mean peated. Holy moly. Rich. Ooh. Let me do a... That's good, but I had a little cracker right before. I want to make sure that because I got like again, a roasted meat, but a peanut almost. Let me make sure that's not something from the little cracker I had. Wow. And Scott, because of that cracker, I may have to take a little bit more extra out of here. Okay, this is not a heavy, this is not a peat bomb. I'm going to have to see. I really didn't get too much peat off of the top of this at all. Of course, I see Islay, I think peat. We know that's not always the case. And what Jonathan and I even talked about when he was on the show is that I've been such a peat head that sometimes I feel like I've wreck's the wrong word because I can reestablish it, but I can't get finer peat expressions sometimes. So we'll just call it as it is on what I get here. It's more of the raisin, and then it gives me a touch of like what I sometimes get from an Oloroso, which is a wine, almost slight sour, not in a terrible way. But then I get this roastedness in the background, the savoriness. It's not quite peanut, but I mean, I've called out like roasted like meats before, but it's not quite that either. But it's almost the smell of something like a roasted turkey or duck. But those sherry notes are clear in there. That's that slight sour wine influency grape Not a big raisin plum, not that. Again, the bursting on the forefront's just impressive. It's a juicy burst, but then it goes right into those wine notes and gets a little dry towards the finish. The astringency's there. Not a lot of sweetness for me. Oak influences coming in, shining through. A little bit of nuttiness on the finish. Interesting. All right, let me go make my notes. Scotch it, you Scotch gods. See you guys.